All right, we're taking a look at your submission for the Chapter 5 capstone. So what I'd like to do is walk through the problem areas that my IT lab didn't like and take a look at how to fix those little things to get your score to be a little bit higher. So on the screen, I've got the results from the My IT Lab system for your submission. I've also already downloaded the file that you submitted to My IT Lab so that we could take a look at what exactly was submitted so we know how to fix it. Let's start with step 3. So step 3 says use the subtotal features to insert subtotals by type to identify the highest issue price and estimated value. So when we see highest, we know that we're going to use the max function. All right, so I'm going to hop over to your spreadsheet here, and I'm going to take a look at the subtotals command. So under data, not what if analysis, under data, outline, subtotals. Okay, so at each change in type, we are going to use the max function, and we're going to do that for issue price and estimated values. None of the others need to be check marked. You do need to have a check mark next to replace current subtotals because the current ones, I think if I looked at it right, they sum instead of using the max. So we want to replace those and have summary data below. When you've got all that ready, then go ahead and click OK. And the answers that we're looking for should just take a minute here. Once they come up, I'm just going to collapse them all down. And these are the answers that you should be looking for in your results. Okay, then once you've got that fixed, let's move on to the next step. So I'm going to scroll down to step 7, modify the value fields. This is now in your pivot table to determine average issue price and average estimated value. So in your worksheet, you actually have that done. I'm going to click here on your pivot table. You've got these guys done, but the trouble is in a later step, it says move this calculated field. And this calculated field goes from column D to column C. So when the system's looking for these averages, it's looking in the wrong places, so it's not awarding those points. So here's how you're going to fix that little guy. I'm just going to slide this over a little bit. Here in the pivot table, Fields panel, in the values box, yours will probably be bigger. You want to be able to find the one that's currently in your spreadsheet called sum of percentage. Click the down arrow next to that, and you're going to choose the command that says move up. So click on that. It says move up, but what it really means is move it to the left. So here, now do you see how that's in the C column? That'll then award all of those points because it'll find everything where it expects it to be. It's done correctly. It's just that the system can't find it. And that goes along for step 7, step 8, and a little bit of step 9. Step 9 is done. Again, it just couldn't find it because it wasn't looking in the right spot. The only thing you have to fix about that calculated field is the name. The name should be percentage change in value. So I'm going to hop back over here to your spreadsheet, and I'm going to change the name of this field. So I'm going to click on the field under the Analysis tab. I'm going to click Field Settings, and here, the name up here at the top should be percentage change in value. Type it in. You have to type it in. Don't copy and paste it like I did, otherwise it won't like it. So type it in, click OK. It'll change that there, and then you'll get those points as well. All right, we're cooking right along. That's step 10. You did that all of that's good. All the rest of that's good. Okay, let's take a look at your chart. So it says, oh, sorry, one more thing about the pivot table. This one as well, step 13. You have, from what I can see, you have it applied correctly. I think again, oh no, I know what it was. It's the banded columns. So one more thing about your pivot table. Here under Pivot Table Tools Design tab, you have to have leave banded rows alone, but you also have to have banded columns. So turn that on because it's looking for that here in step 13. Okay, moving along. A little bit of tweaking is needed to your pivot chart. The chart title value sold out, I think is correctly, but the trouble is that it needs to be I'm going to expand this one down. I forget what the trouble is. So the trouble is, that it needs to be a clustered bar chart. So I'm going to hop back to your spreadsheet, to the pivot chart sheet, and you have columns instead of bars. So I'm going to click once on your chart. I'm going to go to the Design tab. There it is. Change chart type, and we're going to choose bar. And then the first one is a clustered bar, which is exactly what we want. So make sure it's a clustered bar. There it is. Click OK. Now, once you convert that, then you have to complete some of the other steps because the things don't follow through. So for example, you have to do style, what is this thing? Chart style 12. So now if I go back here, chart style 12 is this one. Yep, chart style 12. You also have to reapply your value access. You have to apply font size 11. All of that will get erased when you apply the bar chart. What other things do we have to do? The style. You have the sheet name, that stays. And the legend. Legend has to be font size 11. Get that done. All right, what else do we have to do? I think that's it. You've got your chart title. Yep, looks good. I think that's it. So what we're shooting for is a score of 100. If you please do all of that work, resubmit your file. And if you're not yet at 100, just email me and we'll work through the other kinks.